Lies down for a moment. Morning folks. Beautiful blue sky, white fluffy clouds, Wednesday. And I'm accursed with the cursed pseudo-COVID oblique hay fever illness again. I've done nothing Monday and Tuesday. I don't feel like doing much today. But I'm going to go down and see if my dear brother's available and get these mains boxes put up and connected with a steel wire armoured cable. Because next week, the 17th, the guy comes to connect up, and on the 16th I've got my tractor inspection. So it's all go next week. So I don't know if I'll get much of a video out this week, but I'll shoot something of what's going on and let you have it. Bye now. And here we are folks in the British Legion Hall. So I've got the old meter and the old ELCB down. I'm about to take this consumer unit down, and then trunking up there all the way along. Oops. Cable in the trunking, and the new mains, 3-phase and single phase, will be situated in what was the beer store. The beer store. Up there. Somewhere or other. Right, off we go. There we go folks, after an initial struggle, the trunking is going up all the way down the length of the building to where the mains is going. 4:30 folks. Tails in, switch fuses up, steel wire armours connected. We're having the loose gland problem at the moment. These glands are so thin and so tinny, and the lock nuts are so thin that you can't get any tool on them decently to tighten them up, and they're just a piece of junk. But that's what you have to work with today. Rubbish. Okay, bye now. And there we are folks. Gland made off. Cables in the switch fuse. Tails out the other end. Earthed all the way through to the steel wire armoured, and including the box. Right, ready for the lid on. Good thing, 'cause it's nearly home time. Bye now. And there it is folks. All finished, lid screwed on, 3-phase switch fuse, made by CED. I'll give you 3 guesses where it's made. No, it's not China, I think it's India. And it's a direct copy of an MEM, probably a Memorex XL or something like that. Except the plating on there is piss poor, and the internals are exactly the same. They're just not as easy to work with. They're poorly made, the screws are nunty, and everything about them is just a bit nunty. But it's what you can buy nowadays. It was probably quite cheap actually. We were quite surprised how cheap all the gear was. But there you go, she's up, and Wednesday's over. See you later. By the way, I'm feeling much better. Bye now. Folks, afternoon folks. Here we are. I can't get far enough back because of the size of this room. In the switch room. We've got the other end of the cable terminated, and we got down to here. And this, what can I say about this distribution board? What can I say that's nice? Well, it's a nice box. But if you look carefully at the distribution board, sharp edges all over the place. All these edges have been guillotined, and it doesn't look like they've been deburred at all. All the earth terminals are the same size. There isn't a big one for the incoming earth cable, so you have to split your cable at the end and put it into. I might just get this. I might just get that in one of those terminals. I don't know. It might just go in. The neutrals are linked across there, but the earth isn't. The earths are not linked, and I'm going to put a loop in between those two earth bars just to make sure they're at the same potential. This incomer, you can see how loose that is, right? It's on half a DIN rail. That fold should be repeated up there and should lock in behind that switch. Well, it doesn't, because it isn't there. It's on half a DIN rail, so I've got to take this off, and I've got to check all these connections for tightness because of the poor way it's been put together. Right, this needless to say is also foreign. I must say it has, as far as I can see, there is no maker's name anywhere or on the documentation, and certainly not. Well, there is a maker's name, but it doesn't mean anything. I don't think it's tied to a company, and it's got no country of origin. And looking at the quality of this stuff, and I mean, this is on a DIN rail. I mean, look how loose these are, and they are on a DIN rail, and it's pretty pathetic. And when you see it like this, you don't really wonder that consumer units catch fire, because they're so piss poorly made. But this is what you've got to work with nowadays. It's bloody rubbish. Never mind, we're nearly there. What I'm going to do here is run a trunking down this side and underneath there. The single phase is derived from one phase of the three phase, of course, and that will come out from one of the bottom MCBs, and we'll go down there and down there, which will be a connection to the neutral block, a connection to the MCB, and an earth from the earth bar there, and that will go into there and be connected up in there. So we're getting on quite well. Luckily, Michael's gone to make a cup of tea. Isn't that wonderful? Bye now. Well, there we are, folks. That's those terminated, but look at this. Now, there is a minimum limit for the separation between live uninsulated contacts or pieces of metal, and I don't know if that meets it or not. My feeling is it must do, but there it is. That goes behind an insulated cover, which I've just had to take off because all these screws were loose. I'm now going to check these and see if they're loose. It does tell you to check all connection tightness, including the manufacturer's own connection tightness, and they were all loose. This was all over the place, and the reason it was moving all over the place is because they were loose. And this is probably loose, so I'm just going to check that one now. But there you go. Paucity of manufacture. This is from a third world country. It's either China or India, but it's not good. If that's British made, my God, it's disgusting. Okay, bye now. Here's a wonderful thing, folks. An adjustable DIN rail, so that you lock the screws on, and then you have to first of all slacken this, and this is slotted, this hole here, and you have to slide this back so that you actually get a lock with the DIN rail clips. Of course, there should be another DIN rail, another piece like that should be there to catch the other end, and then you should lock that into place and then tighten the screws up. But of course, paucity of manufacture, and instead of putting 3 DIN locks on, they only put 2 on. Right, so I've finally got that to fit properly, but so poor, so poor. Bye now. Hello folks, and here's another piece of ridiculous bad design. This neutral block has this plastic cover that goes on. That plastic cover fits behind this clip here, which, as you can see, traps the plastic cover between the back of the terminal block, the neutral block, and the plastic clip, which means that you cannot have any wire whatsoever, any cable whatsoever projecting out of the other side of the neutral block, or the shield won't fit on. So all the cables have to be cut to exact lengths, and they must not stick out with the back of the neutral block, which is so totally ridiculous and so counterintuitive, because we always used to put the cables well through so you could see a little bit of cable on the outside and then clamp the screw down. Right, this is just designed to fail. Just such bad design. I just tried to put the shield back on and wondered why it wouldn't go on, and of course it won't go on because there was just a breadth of cable sticking out that side. I'm really glad I'm not in the electrical industry anymore. Bye now. Right folks, we're all done. I'm desperately trying to find a place where I can get far enough away to film. But there we go, we're just about to cover up now. Obviously the place hasn't been wired yet, so we wire in a trunking down this side and underneath there, and connect all the single phase stuff to the underside of the consumer unit. But that's all. The three phase is finished now until we need to put some three phase sockets on, which will go onto these. Right, we haven't got any more trips for there because they haven't got any in stock. So that's it. And at this end, at the mains end, through here, all this effing junk. There we are, ready to connect up when the man comes to put the meter in on the 17th. Trunking up, and the cable in the trunking. Okay, well it's 4:30, so I'm going to head for home because I live there. Bye now. Hello folks. Still Thursday. And there it is, all boxed up. Dangly wire out the way. Single phase, three phase. Right, that's it. Tomorrow, in the field, or in the workshop, I'm not sure. The weather is looking alright for tomorrow. Cloudy, but no rain, so we'll wait and see what happens. See y'all later, bye now. Morning folks, Friday, and I've been up to Keith's, nobody there, so he's obviously done his Friday morning shopping. Been down to Michael's, he's not there, so I had a cup of tea. Then I've come back to the workshop, I've put the carburetor back together, put it back on the 2CV engine. And now I have decided to whip the broken pieces of this handle off and start to make the handle for this very good pressure wash, which has no bloody handle on it, so it makes it really awkward to use. Right, bring you back when I've got something interesting to show you. Bye now. Well, look what turned up folks, an emergency exhaust repair. Nearly done with a piece of rolled up tin and 4 Jubilee clips. On we go. Bye now. Exhaust repair finished. Thanks, as I said, to a rolled up piece of tin and 4 Jubilee clips. Job done. Right, and I've got some pieces of metal made to fit over there. It's going to have a handle coming off in the middle. I'm not going to bend them to fit, I'm just going to put a spacer under there, much easier. Keep it simple. I've also taken the front cover off, which I should have showed you, and I've remade this gland here, which was broken and sliding up and down the cable. That's now fixed, so and I put a proper plug on it instead of the moulded on one, which was, the insulation was coming away from the plug, so that makes that safer. So I've got 2 bits of metal drilled now, and then I'm going to find some tube to make a handle. So off we go again. Right, well, I came to a dead halt with this because I can't find any suitable tube, and I have a feeling that somewhere I've got a bent piece, actually bent into a handle shape, so I'm going to have a look for that. That'll be next week. So while I was waiting for him to come and pick the car up, I started cleaning this up, which is cleaning up really well. But I've looked at stripping this down. It's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to do it. We have to bend these tags back, lift that middle bit out, and then take the nuts off. And of course, every other one of these, well, on this side, they're hollow, and the cable's threaded through. So it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but there's no way I'm going to be able to clean it up in there without doing it like that. So, and it's virtually seized up anyway, so it won't free enough. So I'm going to do the dread deed and strip it down. Right, but not now, because now I'm nipping down to Michael's again, and I'm going up to Keith's. So I'll catch you all later. I will, of course, be taking you with me. Bye now.